Heat and air work in a state of disrepair.
The Christmas season is upon us, and Picture Rock's cooling, heating, and plumbing is in the giving spirit. Now to the end of the year, with the purchase and installation of a new air conditioning and heating system, we'll give you a $1,000 Visa gift card to help with your holiday expenses. Call us at 520-440-4069 for all the details. 520-440-4069.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rock & K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Explore natural open space, a network of connecting trails, and a community park within the Vale School District. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rock & K with home savings up to $35,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. LiveRockandK.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Buick GMC, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Buick GMC, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Buick GMC, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer-installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Buick GMC, in the Auto Mall and at RoyalTucson.com.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
Hi, this is Tim Couch, retired NFL quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, partner at Meridian Wealth Management, and proud member of Meridian's Tucson Advisory Business Council. It's my favorite time of year, college football season. I've always been a proud Wildcat. As our firm has grown in Tucson with Ruben and Natalie Fernandez, I now cheer on 2 Wildcats every year. My alma mater of Kentucky, of course, and our U of A Cats. Here's to a great football season, and go Cats.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We have the Arizona Wildcats covered on game day like no one else. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Second one missed, but the rebound tapped out to Boswell. Over to Larson. Pella for 3 is good. There's our first Lexus of Tucson Charity 3 coming off a missed free throw.
Yes, indeed. Pella Larson. 4 for 4 from 3. 6 for 6 from the line to lead the way. 21 points for the Swede today as the Arizona Wildcats, the number 1 ranked Arizona Wildcats, absolutely blow out the Wisconsin Badgers, 23rd in the country at McHale Center. 98-73 is your final. Welcome to the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show. I am David Kelly, joined as always by my guys. We have got Kelvin Ifan, the captain, U of A class of 1998, J.W. Madden. And wow, I mean, again, I'll say what I said in the pregame show. Until somebody comes in here to Tucson and shows me they can hang with this team, I'm going with what I've seen in these first now. How many games have they played at home? 5 home games, I believe, in the first 8. And this team has absolutely blown through everybody that's come through McHale Center. I don't know if that's going to be the way it is all year long, but clearly they are a comfortable team at home. They figured it out a little bit quicker maybe in this game than we've seen in some of the other games at home, where maybe it's against lesser competition and kind of took them a half to get going. Took them only about 15 minutes in this game. And Caleb Love and you know, we can, and again, we'll probably be talking about Caleb Love's 3-point shooting percentage all season long. He's only shooting 30% from 3, but man, I would say he's probably shooting 100% from 3 when it really matters that he needs to make one.
Yeah, and to me, it's just like what Coach Lloyd said. His form is great. His confidence up. He's getting the work in. That's going to all smooth itself out. But when that kid is playing where he's a three-way goal, where he's scoring at the rim, he's scoring in the mid-range, he's hitting the three, he's dropping the dimes all over the place, he's almost unguardable at that point.
You better make your threes when the man's in the building, right?
Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr was in the house.
Coach Kerr was sitting there
Bruce Frazier?
right on court side, so you got to make those threes.
I mean, yeah, it was everybody was there. Fish was in the house today.
That was a great moment, right? When Fish went over to say hi to Coach Kerr, and it was during a timeout, and they put him on the Jumbotron, and the crowd went kind of crazy. And then they brought the football players out, and the crowd went crazy. It was just a really good moment to have those guys in the building.
It was loud. It was the last 10 minutes of that first half was as loud as that building has been in a while, and it was good to hear. The energy from the fan base on a beautiful Saturday here in Tucson. You couldn't have gotten better weather for this game. And I'm sure, even though the folks in Wisconsin are probably licking their wounds right now that they lost this game by 25 points, they're probably out sitting in the sun and enjoying themselves right now because this is what it's like to live here in Arizona in the month of December. And getting back to what I was saying about Caleb Love, I mean, this was a 5-point game, and when he hit that first 3-point shot with about 6 minutes to go in the first half, I mean, it just, to me, that was what got things going. I mean, he found that distance shot, the crowd got going, and then they went on that 15-2 run. I think they made something in that stretch. There was a stretch where they made 12 of 16 shots offensively. Obviously, the defense turned that up as well. But it just, again, I'll say, he just seems to find the right moment to make that big shot, this Caleb Love, and it kind of turns that. It's almost like putting the key in the ignition, and it turns this engine on, and these guys get going.
Yeah, no, man. When he's playing well, when he's knocking down shots, it just pumps up the crowd. The crowd kind of was already ready to explode. So when he knocked down that three, it just got everybody more energized. Again, when you had that type of player, I mean, he wasn't hunting, but he was out there making it be known that he was out there to win that game. And he had a little revenge factor, too, I think, from when he lost by 20 his freshman year. So he wanted to play well. But I just thought overall, I thought it had more to do with that defense, really, to why they got on that run. I mean, you can't go on a run unless you stop people, right? Unless you stop them from scoring. And I just thought locking down, taking away stores the way that they did, it just made the game tough for those guys.
4 of 12 was A.J. Storr in this game, scored just 10 points and did not dish out a single assist in this ball game as the Wildcats win it by a score of 98-73. We want to hear from you. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. I thought, and we'll hear from Tommy Lloyd and his post-game press conference coming up a little bit later, but I was listening to it, and I thought one of the interesting things he said, and it was kind of what we've been dealing with Pelle Larsson at the defensive end of the floor, because he's that guy that likes to try to step in there and take charges. He's gotten into some early foul trouble this season because of the new way they're kind of calling this whole charge thing nowadays with the new charge rule. But he kept him out there with 2, and he made an adjustment. And that's what you want your seniors to do. You want your seniors to make those adjustments because he is too important to this defensive process. For him, we can talk about again what he did on the floor, making 4 out of 4 from 3-point shot from 3-point land. But he's also very important to this defensive process because he is one of the better defenders on this team.
Yeah, you want him on the floor. And I think as a senior, you go out there and you try to establish the way that you're going to play. You try to figure out how the refs are going to call a game. And I think he realized, like, hey, they're on me. So I have to be smarter than that and keep myself out of foul trouble. So that's a great adjustment by him because, again, with him on the floor, it just makes the team more potent. And I said before the game, who's going to be the guy to be able to slow down Stores? Well, Larsson had him quiet all day, plus being able to knock down the shots. I'm just surprised that he missed free throws today. I was very surprised by that. He could have had a 100% day. And I guarantee you that's what Coach Lloyd is going to say to him. He's going to say, you know what, you had a good game, but missing those free throws, you need to go back and reassess yourself.
Yeah, just 5 of 9 from the free throw line in this ball game for Pelle Larsson. very unlike him. We talked about that. He'd only missed two free throws all season coming into the game, and he missed 4 of those today. Still led the team, and overall scoring 21 points for Pelle Larsson to go along with 4 rebounds. He also dished out 4 assists in his 30 minutes today. Just a fine performance. Well, I mean, it's mind-boggling what they did to this team, Wisconsin, who we talked how good they were defensively. Coming in here, listening again, the most points they've given up in 13 years.
Yeah, that's
the
ridiculous.
most points they've given up in 13 years.
And J-Dub, tell me,
no, 28 years.
You watching the same game I was watching, right?
I sure was.
Did it seem like Caleb Love had more than 13? I couldn't wait to come here and see. I said he took like
20.
Well,
he took a lot early,
Yeah.
right? He took a lot early.
Okay, but he only had 13 shots. He was trying to get them going, I felt like, early. He was trying to be that 5-star, to get the game going early, but he ended up dropping off some nice assists. I wonder how many assists he had early as well.
Yeah.
Because he started, dropping some off right there. But I thought at least he had 20 shots.
Well, you mentioned the 2 guys, okay? Caleb Love and Pelle Larsson. What ended up happening, which happens to all Badger opponents, those guys are bullies. Did you see the screens? Did you guys see the screens those guys were setting? Did you see how physical they were on offense? That's a team that's used to coming into buildings like they did against the Spartans last week, like they did against Marquette, and out-physicaling them, making them, Kelvin, not want to go fight around those screens. Right. After a while, those solid screens. You know what I saw? Especially from Caleb Love and Kylan Boswell on the perimeter, chasing around those screens. They're going to have some bruises tomorrow, Kelvin, because what happened was the first 10 minutes, it was bully ball from Wisconsin. The rest of the game, the next 30 minutes, you know what happened? The opposite. It opened up so much there for especially the last 25 minutes, last 5 minutes of the half, and the whole second half. They just were not as physical on both sides of the ball. They weren't setting as physical screens. They were not getting back on defense. They don't give up transition buckets. Most points since 95. Right?
I thought they were going to foul the entire Arizona team out in the first half, just because everybody was trying to just post. Banging
physical
to get baskets early, and the whistles were just blowing. And I'm thinking, my goodness, we might be in trouble if it continues this way. But again, Arizona, found a way to adjust to that.
Kelvin, how many times have you seen a Midwest, East Coast team come in and think, okay, these are soft West Coast guys. We're just going to push them around. They're going to wilt, and then we're going to do our thing and have our way. That's kind of an attitude. And this is not a team you bully, man. This is a team that bullies other teams. And it doesn't matter who you're talking about. You bring KJ off the bench, Kelvin. That guy's about as physical as you get. Right. So, from the point of attack, with the 3 guards, especially Pelle and Keyshawn Johnson being those swing guys that can guard the 1, 2, 3, 4, they're just so physical on ball. The on-ball defense is just so impressive. The most impressive takeaway for me is obviously the 98 points on a really good traditional 95 was the last time a team scored that many points against Wisconsin. The idea that they took them out of what they wanted to do offensively and basically made it there were some, easy baskets towards the end. But other than that, Wisconsin could not get anything easy. And that just has everything to do with a different looking Arizona Wildcats men's basketball defensive team. They are so physical at all points of attack. It's crazy.
You knew that when they was able to go one-on-one in the post. It was a few times there where they went one-on-one and they were banging into us, and we got a couple fouls. The ref called us on the second hit. A lot of times they let you get the 2 hit. They called the third hit. They called the second hit a couple times. So our guys had to adjust to that. But if you notice, it was one-on-one down there in that post. They never doubled. They did everything one-on-one, which helped to keep A.J. Stores and some of them other guys from getting wide-open shots on the pass back out, on the kick back outs for open shots. So they manned up and just said, you know what, we're going to lock up and take everything away from these guys. And again, when you look up Love, Larson, and Boswell's body, every one of those guys are over 200 pounds. And so they're physically, athletically talented. It's just tough for guys to turn the corner on. I told you guys before this game, I said, not too worried about that number 1 thing until I see them play today versus a team like Wisconsin. Duke kind of was losing me a little bit there. They lost to Georgia Tech, so not sure what I had there. But from watching Wisconsin at the beginning of this game, the type of physicality that they were trying to bring, and Arizona took them out of it. So, man, I'm pretty confident in this team being number 1 right now. I'm excited. Florida Atlantic Florida Atlantic is the one that scares me.
Alabama's going to run a bit too. Like there's some teams coming up, and Zach Edey weighs 397 pounds probably. So
8 feet tall.
Yeah, exactly, 8 feet tall. So they got some challenges coming up, but that's what they want.
Yeah.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. We've got a lot coming up for you in the next couple of hours. We will head back to McHale Center. You'll hear from Tommy Lloyd and the players. I believe Pella Larson was one of the gentlemen that talked after the ball game. So we'll hear from Pella after this one, scoring 21 points. We'll review our keys to the game as well as our best bets. I think I gained some ground today. Let's go to the phones and talk to Danny. You're first up. Meridian Wealth Management postgame show. Wildcats win it over Wisconsin 98-73.
Oh, how about that, huh?
How about that, Danny?
I swear, I just saw J-Dub and Kelvin. I just saw David. We were talking at the cash-out window on the bets. Hey.
Right?
I'm loving the analysis. Hey, check it out. How about Balo? I mean, here's the thing that I noticed. I'm at the game. As it's starting, and I'm watching the Purdue Alabama score. On my phone, I'm like, okay, just hang on, Purdue. Just hang on, Purdue. For all the obvious reasons. But we've talked about this before. Pella, he can't even quite physically do what his knowledge is. You know what I mean? And I've noticed that we're only 8 games in, and I just count on Caleb now. You know what I mean? You're talking about that Calvin and only 13 shots. I thought that too. I raced home, started watching the game. I can't get through the second half of the first half without rewinding it 20 times. But I thought he had like 18 shots. But just two quick things, just on numbers. But we can all read. But Balo's numbers, look at this stat line. 7 for 8, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 1 turnover. Hello?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's 13 for 16 in the last 2 games from the floor.
Right.
And I think I'm not for certain, but I think Storr, didn't he get like 6 or 7 of his 10 points like in the first 10 minutes? Right?
He had in the first half, he had 8 points in the first half.
Yeah, so look at the way they locked him down.
Yep.
And one thing I noticed too, I want to see what you guys thought is when I was watching some of the moves and some of the dishes that Chucky Hepburn was doing, his first step reminded me of Michael Dickerson.
Agree or disagree, guys? Chucky Hepburn, Michael Dickerson?
Well, there's his roommate right there. So I
mean, maybe jersey number wise, but you know what? He did have a little quickness and a little slick moves to him. He did have a couple, but Mike D a little bit more aggressive than Hepburn was.
Hey, Kelvin, I knew that. I teed it up. I was trying to tee it up right there.
Okay.
And I got the long pause out of you. Long pause. Right?
Right.
Hey, so, you know what? And it's just a thing, too, that it's easy to say and hard to do. It's just being in this moment, right? Yeah, we got Purdue next week and then Alabama and then FAU. But look at it right now. Look what we did with the basketball world today. We said, really? Oh, really? You're going to come in here and, people are disrespecting it? Yeah, okay. Go home. I didn't see my 2 guys, Jack and Jill, in their sweatshirts at the game. But they'll be flying home to Madison. I bet it's really cold on their walk back to the Marriott this afternoon, right?
I'm sure that that's the only thing they're enjoying is the beautiful walk back to their hotel.
Well, hey, I left my friends and raced home. I said, no, I got to go home. And they're like, you're going to start watching the game and listening to the show. I said, yep, I am.
Oh my gosh.
I raced back home, and I'm just sitting here with the rewind button on the remote. Hey, guys, thank you much. I look forward to listening to the rest of the show. Great insight. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Danny, thank you for calling as always. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. Let's chat with Howie. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management post-game show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Good, Howie. How are you?
Good. It was a great win, I thought. You know what I noticed, and I really liked it? When they'd miss a shot, we had about 3 or 4 guys going for that loose ball on the defensive boards. And we were going to get that ball. There was no like offensive rebounding for them per se.
This team has given up 6 offensive rebounds in the last 2 games.
Yeah, you know what ended up happening is Wisconsin crashed hard in that first 5-10 minutes, Kelvin.
Yep.
And then you saw 3 Wildcats around the ball, every defensive rebound. How many times were there 2 Wildcats both grabbing that defensive rebound together? Like you said, Howie, they were commanding the paint after that first 5-minute stretch. Clearly, the coaching staff for the Badgers came in thinking we got to try to hit the offensive glass to get some easy putbacks, but Arizona was not having anything to do with it, Kelvin.
Yeah, and I would say, J-Dub, the reason why the reason why I love that is because the guards usually kind of, I won't say leak out, but they get that break going. They start to kind of get out knowing that, our bigger guy, Keyshawn, and some of those guys are going to get the rebound, Barlow, so they already kind of get out. Those guys all were staying in below the free throw line, making sure they secured the rebound before they got out into their break.
Exactly. Hey, Kelvin, I heard you turned 40.
yeah.
Did we have that conversation already, Howie?
Yeah, nice age of 40. Yeah.
I was thinking, which leg?
What is that?
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. You don't look 40, man. You look young.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah, I definitely see a difference in toughness with this Wildcat team this year. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it is, and you can tell that coach and the coaching staff got these guys ready for this game and let them know that it was going to be physical because the guys came into it with a little chip on their shoulder. They was ready to show that they could play this brand of ball too, and I think they proved that today. I think this is going to help them out a lot going into that Purdue game. After playing a physical game like this, you're about to be in another one with the big fella. So Barlow and Keyshawn, this was a good game going against some of the posts that that Wisconsin had early. Their big guys were really trying to post real low. The Crawl guy, man, I thought, whoa. He hit a couple hooks on Barlow right there. But I remember something Coach Lloyd said. Coach Lloyd said, guys may make a couple shots. It's basketball.
Yeah.
But it ends up working itself out. And you go back and look at it, Crowd was 5 for 9 and wasn't really able to get going that well.
I was thinking if we were in the Big 12 this year, we would be 1, Kansas would be 2, Houston would be 3, and I think there's somebody that's 5. Think about that.
That's one of the things I think, Howie, that's exciting about what's to come in this new conference on the basketball side. I mean, you've got some team. I mean, it's going to be a fun to watch on the basketball side when you get to the Big 12, just because like the teams you mentioned. I mean, you can throw Baylor in there. Yeah. I don't know what they're ranked right now, but
Kansas State.
Yeah, exactly. Kansas State. I mean, TCU, I believe, is undefeated right now, so they're not ranked, but they're undefeated. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting conference.
Did you hear the bit at the end of the broadcast? We're talking about efficiency defensively, team wise.
No.
So Houston's number 1 and Arizona's number 2.
Okay.
So we're talking about the number 1 and number 2 ranked defensive efficiency team defense teams in the country.
How about that?
Hey, I want to ask you guys a question before I leave. We're used to just maybe losing a couple games in this existing Pac-12. I think the winner of that conference is going to lose 4, 5, 6 games just because of the toughness of the competition. You got Cincinnati and West Virginia and all those other schools also.
Oh, you mean next year? I thought you're talking about the Big 12 next year?
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, that's that. I'd have to look and see what the history is in that conference. I know there's been some years where Kansas has only lost 2 games in conference, 2-3 games. But yeah, I mean, it certainly could be that type of conference, much like we've seen. And there were some years in the Pac-12 where you had 4 or 5 lost champions. So yeah, I mean, that's certainly possible.
Yeah, sure. Hey, you guys have a good one. It's great talking to you. Take care.
Howie, we
Right now.
appreciate
Later, Howie.
it. Thank you so much. All right. Lots come again here. Again, we'll take you probably right up to about 6 o'clock tonight. So get in on the lines. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. It is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show. Arizona remains undefeated, 8-0 now after a 98-73 win over the Wisconsin Badgers. Pelle Larsson, 6 for 6 from the field. He finished with 21 points. Caleb Love, again, just stuffing the stat sheet. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. I got to figure out who my Window Depot glass cleaner of the game is going to be. That'll be a tough decision because there are a whole lot of guys that are deserving of that. We'll come back with more. JW Madness here, the captain, Kelvin Ifan, as well. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
Old Pueblo Harley-Davidson wants your bike. Call us or visit our website to schedule an appointment or stop by today to receive an inspection and an offer. Whether you're looking to trade in and trade up or just looking for some extra money, we're prepared to make you a tempting offer. Don't deal with the hassle of selling it to a stranger. We're here to make the process quick and easy. Only at Pueblo Harley-Davidson or online at PuebloHarley.com. Again, stop into Old Pueblo Harley-Davidson or online at OldPuebloHarley.com. Some restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
Desperate buyers have created tremendous opportunity for sellers. If you've had the slightest thought of selling your home, it's time to call Sean Poston with the Poston Results Team at Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. Why choose the Poston Results Team? Past performance, more money in your pocket, over a 65% referral rate, an incredible Poston Results Team staff, and most important, communication, because you and your home matter. The Poston Results Team. When buying and selling really mattered, go to TucsonHomeValues.com. That's TucsonHomeValues with an S.com.
What up, Tucson? This is Joseph Blair, former Wildcat and assistant coach of the Washington Wizards. When I came to play basketball at the U of A in the 90s, the Tucson community became and has always remained a special part of my life. And this is why I proudly joined the Meridian Wealth Management Tucson Advisory Business Council. If you have financial questions or concerns, please be sure and call my friends Natalie or Ruben Fernandez at 719-1433 or visit online at Meridian Wealth LLC. And as always, bear down, Tucson.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, it's Floyd, the family man with the family plan. Outdated HVAC systems will drive up your electric bill, drain your wallet, and peace of mind. Save now at Goodfellas with no payments or interest till 2024. Get a 30% federal tax credit, up to $2,000 off qualifying heat pumps. Trust Goodfellas. We're locally owned with thousands of 5-star reviews. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Visit us at goodfellasac.com to schedule a no-cost estimate.
Cantina nachos, strawberry watermelon margaritas, a few zombie kills, and all your favorite sports teams live? When your day calls for some winning, it's time for Dave & Buster's, where you can eat, drink, play, and watch all the sports you want. They've got massive HD TVs, hundreds of the hottest new games, a chef-crafted menu, and an incredible list of beers, wines, and cocktails. So remember, if your day calls for a little victory, a little triumph, a little win, it's probably calling for Dave & Buster's.
driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 30 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees, bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including 5 in Tucson and Southern Arizona, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 1,800 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after any accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Did you spend money on your AC this summer? My friends at Rightway will give you back up to $3,000 for those repairs.
That's right. No matter who did the repair, we'll buy it back for up to $3,000 towards the purchase of a new heating and air system.
No repair bills this year? No worries. We will give you up to $2,000 trade-in plus 0% interest up to 60 months. Manufacturer rebates plus 10-year parts and labor warranty on a new heating and air system.
Have an aging heating and air system? Out of warranty? We'll inspect it absolutely free. Call Rightway Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing today.
The Meridian Wealth Management postgame show continues on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Boswell to Johnson, top of the circle. Handing off for Love. Open for three. Got it. Caleb Love with Alexis of Tucson Charity 3. Timeout, Wisconsin.
Tucson, what happened with today's best bets? Did the Cats beat the spread? It's time to look at the best bets. Brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
Yes, the Wildcats beat the spread. They blew through the spread. It was 10. They win this game today over Wisconsin by 25 points, 98-73. DK laid the 10. J-Dub and Kelvin did not, taking Wisconsin plus the 10. So I win there. And I took the over. It was at 143. It finished at, what, 161? Is that right? 171? 171.
So you predicted that Arizona would shoot 60% against that Wisconsin defense?
I don't know if I predicted that.
Oh. Well, nobody did.
I don't think I predicted that, but I predicted that I thought that they would do what they had done before at home, and that was blow through these betting lines that we got from Desert Diamond Casino for sure. But, yeah, you're right. They finished at 62%. I'm sorry, at 59%, 58%. On the game did the Wildcats finish. They shot 35 of 60 from the floor. You heard that three-point shot there by Caleb Love. Frank Roslinhauser, principal over at Pueblo, checks in on Twitter. People talk about Caleb Love's offense. Frank says he was elite on defense. He took the Badgers out of their offense time and time again.
Well, it was Caleb and Kylan fighting over those screens. I mean, if you just go back and watch the film, go back and watch the first 10 minutes of this game, Arizona Wildcat fans, and what you'll see is how hard those Badger screens are there, Kelvin, at the top. I mean, that's notable. For people who've watched a lot of basketball, you'll notice how hard those screens are and how purposeful, because, you know, there's a lot of technique about driving your man off the screen. We could do a whole segment about that. But go back and watch the first 5-10 minutes of how hard those screens are being set and how hard Caleb and Kylan Boswell in particular were fighting over the top. They did not go under one time, Kelvin, not once.
Right. And one thing I agree with Frank on, I was even listening on TV, and they were trying so hard not to give Caleb Love no credit about his defense. And so I hear Frank, throwing that love out there because we've been hearing a little bit more about Caleb's defense since he's been around in Tucson a little bit. We've been hearing it, we've been seeing it with our own eyes, but you still kind of don't hear people giving him the credit because we can't forget. I think he leads this team in steals. I think he got a couple more today as well.
I don't think he's sneaky quick. I mean, he reads very well. It's like that defensive back that reads the passing lanes and knows when to be there to take the ball. And he jumped that one in the first half, almost jumped another one later in that first half. I mean, he's very good at that.
I don't think Jay Billis contractually is allowed to talk about Tar Heels in a good manner. It's kind of might be part of it.
I forgot about because he for sure. He was like, they have 3 elite defenders in Larson, Boswell, and he's in Keyshawn.
Yeah.
He just made sure. He was like, I'm not going to mention Caleb.
Well, hey, Caleb, it's deeper because Caleb's the one who sent Coach K home twice, right? For last home loss and then in the tournament in the Final Four, right? So Caleb sent him home. So, yeah, I think that has something to do with it.
All right, so I take home all the money today. U of A covers the 10, and the game goes over by a lot. J-Dub and Kelvin, better luck next time. So J-Dub and I now even at 10-6 on the season.
You seem to be taking this very competitively, and I'm about to start doing the same thing.
Man. Yeah, I'm about to turn up.
I'm a competitive person.
I don't. Like I said, I've said my piece many times. Like I think college basketball is one of the toughest sports to bet on, just because the 3-point line is such a great equalizer. But yeah, no, I mean, kudos. 58% for the Cats. They dominated this game in every facet. I just thought Wisconsin coming off that Marquette win and coming off what they did to Michigan State in their own house. 16 points under. Both those teams, they held 16 points under their average on the season. I just respect that defense so much. But Arizona clearly had a message to send to the country today on national television, loud and clear. We heard it.
And the Wildcats, they're averaging what? 90? They're averaging 94? I think it is this
Something
season?
like that, yeah.
Yeah, so they were 4 over their average in this ball game. Those are the bets and how they played out. Thanks, Desert Diamond Casino.
Those are today's best bets. They're brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Let's talk to more of you. Anthony, you're on the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show. Wildcats defeat Wisconsin 98-73. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hello, how you guys doing today?
Good, Anthony. How are you?
Good. Last time I talked to you guys, it was right after the first round loss. I thought the sky was falling then. But
wow.
Tommy Lloyd put together a great team in the offseason. One thing that Jay Billis did say that was really efficient is Wisconsin tried to slow the game down. They wanted to play the game at a slower pace. Arizona wanted to speed the game up. Arizona didn't do it. Arizona played great offensively, but a big key of Arizona speeding up this game was the defense. They were able, like you guys mentioned earlier, Love and Boswell, man, when the guards come up and you slow the offense down, you slow the offense from getting into rhythm, just up front, causing problems for the point guards will always slow down an offense, as well as not just contesting shots. A lot of people look at defense like, oh, was that a tough shot? No, there's other stuff like clogging lanes, going through screens, like you guys said, fighting around screens. When your offense gets out of sync, you start trying to overextend things. You stop getting out of the position. And when we're able to rebound and then start the offensive game quicker, we're able to move the ball down the court. It makes things a lot easier for us. Pella's enjoying the benefits of the guards we have this year. Last year and the year before, when you have just shooting guards, Pella wasn't able to. Pella, one of his weaker points is handling the ball. He's still a good ball handler, but he doesn't have as tight of the dribble as some of the other players on the team. But when you have like a Love and a Boswell being able to cause gaps in that, Pella's able to enjoy that. And this team is one thing I like about the team is even when we're going to have an off night, defense travels. And I really like what this team's doing, and they're willing to. There's when you have Ballo at the big center, but then you have Keyshawn Johnson as a smaller forward. And then you have big guards, though. So, I mean, we round out nicely, and we have a bunch of dogs, and I'm just really interested in just seeing what happens this year.
Indeed. I mean, you're absolutely right, Anthony. And, you got to call in. Call in more often. You don't wait till March to check back in
Anthony
with us. Are you in Cottonwood, Tennessee? Is that where you are, Anthony?
No, I'm in Tucson,
you're in
Arizona,
Tucson.
man.
Okay.
Born and raised here.
Anthony has called into the pre and post game hundreds and hundreds of times.
All right.
We are very familiar.
Good to hear from you, Anthony. We appreciate your call.
Knowledgeable callers are always welcome on this station at all times.
What do you call it? I appreciate the show that you guys put on. Great job. I wanted to get a feel for the team before I started calling in. Just shout out to all you guys, man, and you're looking forward to an amazing season.
It is going to be amazing for sure with the 2 games coming up next